Hey guys, hope you're having the best day of your life. I'm here with my man Mike. Mike owns a kick butt roofing company in Florida. Now listen, Mike, he's in my inner circle brotherhood. I literally talked to him. I met his wife, and they were at an event this weekend. As I hear his story and I see the organization that they're growing, I'm like, dude, this guy's on fire. He's hungry. Just in the last 2 months since we met, he's lost 30 pounds. He's on this crazy fast self-development journey. I believe in total recreation. And as I've learned, Mike, there's so many times in his life that he's recreated and changed. And now you're building a giant army. You're building a giant sales organization from commercial roofing to residential roofing. You're looking for the best sales reps. I mean, when you say the best sales reps, I mean, not people that have sold roofs before. If they sold roofs, that's a bonus, but they don't have to. People that have the core values that you have and that really want to elevate and become leaders, because you're trying to build as many leaders as you can in your company. But let's talk about real quick before we get to what you're doing now and this kick butt roofing company you have and everything that's going awesome in your life. Let's talk about where you're raised, because, I think you're kind of a lot like me and like a lot of people. You come from a broken family, and
Sure.
I think you said your dad was an alcoholic. My mom was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how people that come from nothing can end up with the most, and how when you have adversity in your life, you actually use it as fuel to build a great, big, beautiful life like you have. Okay, so tell us about that, Mike. Introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Well, my name is Mike Martinez. I own a company called Z's Roofing and Construction in Orlando, Florida, primarily. We are
Beautiful Orlando,
yeah,
Florida.
we love Orlando, Florida, and I'll tell
gorgeous.
you what, year-round, great weather, right?
It's the truth, man.
So that is awesome. But I'm a licensed builder and a licensed roofer in the state of Florida. So we're dual licensed, which is great. But my background, Andy, is comes from a Hispanic background, right?
And you're military, right?
I am military.
Okay,
yes, sir.
keep going, but I want to get
Yes,
in that
sir.
too.
So,
Thank you for serving, man.
Thank you. And it was my honor to serve. To be honest with you, our whole family is basically military.
That's awesome.
And
I saw you pin one of your nephews.
Absolutely,
Is that right?
yeah. He became a major, and not only that, his wife became a major the following week.
That's amazing.
And so they're both. We call them the power couple of the family now, because they're both majors in the Army. So it's a great deal.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it is.
All right, keep
awesome,
going.
man.
I didn't want to stop, but
No problem.
so you're talking about Hispanic.
Yeah. So Hispanic. We moved down. My parents moved down to Chicago, right, from Puerto Rico, and my dad was a vice president of this freight forwarding company. Okay. And he said, okay, in Puerto Rico, I'm going to go ahead and I'm making money for the man. I want to be the man. So we moved to Chicago, which I don't know if you know, but Chicago was a big hub at that time for freight forwarding, right? So at that time, they moved. It was 1976, I believe, is when they moved. Okay, and my two brothers were already born, and my two sisters were already born. I was close to being born around that time.
Was you born in Puerto Rico or in the States?
I was born in Chicago.
Oh, in Chicago.
I was born in Chicago.
So you got dual citizenship.
I do. I do. Well, Puerto Rico, it's part
it's
of
part
the
of the
US.
States.
It's
Yeah,
part
that's
of the
right.
States,
Okay,
So
yeah,
the only
that's
thing
right.
you need to do is travel over there is have a license, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
But so he came. The family came over to Chicago. And what took place is that my dad wanted to open up a freight forwarding company. He said, okay, I was working for the man, want to make some money. Let's start our own business, and we were going to do it. The first 3 years was phenomenal, Andy. I mean, phenomenal. The business was blowing up. I mean, it was scaling at a fast pace. Then, for some odd reason, alcohol got into his life. He started drinking occasionally, then occasionally went to every day, and then every day started becoming violent. And from there, it just it got out of control.
So crazy, man.
Yeah, and that's all she wrote, man. And my mom had enough of it because he was just being abusive to my mom. And she said that she did not want to see her 5 kids see that, and then also grow up with
she
that,
did the right thing.
So she did the right thing, and God bless my mom. She was raising us, since early 70s, early 80s. Just raising us, and we're living on food stamps. Don't know how we're going to keep the light on.
But she pulled out to make sure that you guys didn't have to be around that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have the courage to do that, man. So you got a really good mother. And then also, isn't it crazy, man? I want everybody to think about this just for a second, because you said that. I see people every day, like, they're not getting taken out because a market is bad. They're getting taken out because self-sabotage. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andy. A lot of you leave comments telling me that you need help. Do me a favor. I'm going to tell you the best way to get a hold of me. Shoot me a text message right now, 918-210-0254. 918-210-0254. I'll help you with whatever you need. I got your back for life. Let's get back to the video.
Sure.
Like they are sabotaging themselves.
Absolutely.
It's exactly what your dad did.
Yeah.
Your dad could have had it all. He had the American dream.
He sure did.
Anyway, it's just crazy, man. I just want to tell everybody, like, just make sure understanding that this is common. I see this all the time. So make sure you really pay attention to how important decision making is.
Yeah.
You know, and to stay away from negative things, negative people. Doesn't seem like it's going to hurt you in the beginning, like no big deal, like I can get away with doing this. Mm-hmm. And then before too long, like it's like cancer. It just takes over your whole body.
It just took over.
And you drown.
We don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah,
it
no,
happened, and you can't
I understand. My mom's an alcoholic. I get it, dude. Dude, what's crazy is my mom's dad was an alcoholic, right? Wow. And I mean, my mom's dad, and she hated him for being an alcoholic. And he always drank. And, you know, then she became one. Yeah. Like it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand. Like, that'd be like my dad beating me, you know, not spanking me when I was a kid, but like he beating me, being violence. Yeah. And then I would hate my dad, and then I end up beating my kids. Like, what in the hell is going on here? Like, it's this sickness that doesn't have to exist, but people lean into it, and they just can't make good decisions. So anyway, so your dad tears his life down. Your mom's on obviously, like, she's trying to make it. So you guys are poverty, food stamps, trying to figure out how to make it.
We're literally government cheese, right? Mm-hmm. Food stamps. She's trying to raise 5 kids. Mm-hmm. She's working, 14, 16 hours a day at Bell South. I don't even know if you remember that or not, but Bell South was an old telecommunications company.
I was about to say it's a phone company,
Yeah,
right?
It was, man, back in the day, and they're no longer in existence.
Yeah.
But yeah, working 14, 16 hours a day and just trying to raise us. And then she finally met my stepfather, who I consider my dad.
Yeah,
to be honest.
That's awesome. He's a good man. Stepped up.
Excellent man. Took 5 kids in, right? My 2 brothers stayed back. In Chicago. My 2 sisters at that point were already in their 20s, so they met their husbands and so forth, and we moved to Miami.
That's awesome.
And then moving to Miami, things changed for us, right? My dad was in construction, right? And he was just a phenomenal father figure to me. And again, I consider him my dad.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because my birth father, he was around there for me, but not as much. And every time I saw him, to be honest with you, because I would have to go, see him on the weekends, and it was just him and his friends and drinking and so forth. And as a kid, you want to look up to your dad as a hero, and I know you've mentioned that in your podcast before, and you want to be the best dad you can be for your kid. And at that age, I didn't know that, I didn't realize that, right? So it's like one of those things where now I do know it. And
so crazy.
and unfortunately, Heather and I were not blessed to have kids. We tried, but we weren't blessed. But we have a bunch of nieces and nephews.
You guys have dogs.
We do. We have fur babies. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was about to say, you guys have like real.
We got 3 dogs. We got 2 miniature schnauzers and a toy poodle, and they've been around with us for a long time. And we treat them right. So.
Yeah, and you guys love each other, and you guys got.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like
we have
you guys,
a dynamic relationship.
Yeah, and she's freaking awesome. Next time she's going to be with us.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
Yeah. So tell me what's going on. So when growing up, you got in the military when you're how old?
I went into the military because my brother, who is my idol, to be honest with you, I grew up just following his lead. Never drank, never smoked, never did drugs, never did anything. He's straight shooter, right? Straight shooter. Went into the military, got his money for school, came out, paid for school with his money. Never asked my mom for a dime. After he got out of the military, joined the FBI, did a 20-year career in the FBI. He just retired. He just retired last year, so which is phenomenal.
That's cool.
But
I'm proud of him.
Man, my nieces, both of my nephews, he just treats them just phenomenal. I got one nephew that's
just like a model human being.
Absolutely, he is like a model human being. One nephew's in Oral Roberts University, wants to be a preacher. Yeah. Right. So I mean, just has done everything right. So I really look up to him, and that's truly who I look up to. And then I have another brother that's not on the right path. You know, he's sort of taken my birth father's path.
Yeah, so
which
hopefully
is
he'll wake up
unfortunate.
somewhere.
Yeah, we're trying to. Yeah, we're trying to get him to wake up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you got in the military?
Military, 17 years old, man. 17 years old.
So you got in right out of high school.
Right out of high school. I moved from Miami, moved to Chicago. I drove my Mustang to Chicago, right? And my mom was like, "Hey, you're gonna drive your Mustang to Chicago by yourself?" I said, "Yeah, this is what I want to do. We're gonna do it." So my brother at the time that was in the military, he had residence in Chicago. And back in those days, if you were a resident of the state of Illinois, you were able to go to school for free if you do a 3-year term in the military.
So you did a 3-year.
I did 8 years.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So I did 5 years active, and then I did 3 years reserve. So I initially joined up for 3. I re-upped for 2 more, and then I re-upped for the reserves for 3 years.
What year did you go in?
1993. 1993.
Was that Desert Storm?
Right on the heels of Desert Storm. So I had 2 options, and the options weren't mine, obviously. They either send me to Desert Storm to finish out the war, or send me to Korea, where things were escalating at that time with the father of Kim Jong-un, right? So things were escalating. So they said, okay, we're going to send you over there to Korea. So my first duty station was Korea.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, so
but I was gonna say that was right around Desert Storm.
It was right on the tail end of it, man.
Yeah, I remember every day, like watching. You remember on TV?
Oh, I remember it vividly.
Like,
yes,
you would see the tanks going across the desert.
Yes, sir.
Just blowing everything down.
Yeah, and can I tell you something?
Yeah.
My MOS, which is my job in the military, were primarily responsible for winning that war. Right? It was called MLRS, Multiple Launch Rocket Systems.
Wow.
And those are the ones that you saw in the desert, stop in the middle of the desert, launch up, shoot rockets out of there.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
So it was just phenomenal. So I think we only had 44 casualties in that war.
That's so crazy.
So that was you never want war. Right?
No, but I remember that was the time,
it
almost
was,
like 2 years straight, right? It seemed like every day.
It was nuts. And you see that on TV, and obviously my mom was worried about me going to the military and going to war, but we've always done this in the family. My great grandfather was a battalion sergeant major. Okay, then obviously my brother, then myself, and now we got my niece and my nephew. They're majors, so it's been in the family. Yeah, it's been great.
What was some of the greatest things that the military taught you?
Oh, Andy, do we have an hour?
Like, was it like heavy discipline?
It was discipline. It was, if you're not, and it's sort of like the motto that you run here. It's very structured. It's very disciplined. It's like, look, it's 1 strike, you're out. There's no 3 strikes there, right? So very disciplined, very structured. Very in your face, right? But that's all just to build your character.
Yeah.
Build
just
you
directness.
into a man.
It's just directness, right?
It's directness, right? And I talked to a lot of my friends when I went in. Well, why'd you go in there? You got people spitting in your face, and you got drill sergeants just screaming at you. And I said, you guys don't understand, man. They want you to be great. They want you to be excellent. They want
people hate hearing
human
that.
Excellence.
Yeah, people hate hearing that, man, and that's why we run pretty militant. And people either listen, if it bothers you to get corrected, you'll hate us. If it bothers you to have criticism, well, only losers hate criticism. Winners love it.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Andy Elliott. Sorry to interrupt the video. I know you guys are hearing me talk to my man Mike. Listen, Mike has a great roofing company. Literally right now, he's looking for great leaders and great sales reps to join his company in beautiful, sunny Florida. Okay, so if you're looking to go to one of the best states in the country where it's always warm, it's always beautiful, close to the ocean, kick some butt, and you want to make some money and become a good leader and help Mike grow his roofing company, residential and commercial, you guys can go ahead and click the link below right now. You can fill out your information, send a 60-second video. Mike personally will contact you in the next 24 hours. If you want to change your life, here's your chance. Click the link below. Let's get back to the video. Winners take every opportunity to get better they can, and they're just grateful for anybody that will tell them the truth and point out a hole they have. Losers hate it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And so like the military, like all they're trying to do is just build you to be a winner, and to get you to own your shit.
That's it. That's all. Accountability. That's exactly it. What do you think drew me to you?
Yeah. That's cool.
When I saw you on that stage,
Yeah.
this is my man right here.
Yeah. That's awesome. And they don't let you slide. They don't let you shortcut.
No.
They don't let you cut corners. They make you
No.
keep your word.
No.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Like if you say you're going to get
Absolutely.
yeah.
You know what I love most about the military? The teamwork. If one fails,
Everybody fails.
Everybody
Yeah.
fails.
That's huge.
If one screws up, everybody's dropping and giving 20,
Everybody's
30,
punished.
40, right? If one screws up, everybody's doing fireman lifts. Everybody. And that's what I love
So
about the military.
it makes you almost, instead of like, because, a lot of people will let themselves down,
Yeah,
but they won't let someone else down.
exactly.
I'm going to give you an example, and I'm going to say why. Like, once you know everybody has to be punished, then you're on your best because, you don't want your boys to have to pay for something you're not doing.
That's right.
But if you messed up and they didn't have to do it and you just had to pay, a lot of times you just slouch over because you're like, screw it. You know what I mean?
Correct.
It's kind of like if we were going to go to the gym and I told you that I was going to be there every morning at 5 a.m. waiting on you to lift. Well, you would make sure you're there at 5 a.m. because you don't want to let me down because you know I'm waiting on you.
Of course.
But if I wasn't waiting on you and you knew it was just your responsibility to go at 5 a.m. and no one was waiting on you,
Sure.
well, if you slept in, nobody would really know.
Right.
And that's why, like, the military ties in. I like that if somebody messes up, everybody's getting it. Here in our company, if somebody yawns, everybody has to do push-ups.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah,
that.
so-
I love that. Because, to be honest with you, they're preparing you for war.
Yeah.
Bottom line. That's
Yeah.
what the military is doing, right? They're preparing for your war. And if you're in a foxhole with somebody,
Yeah.
that's going to be your battle buddy, right?
That's right.
So you cannot let that person down.
Yeah.
So accountability is everything, man.
Yeah, and honestly, it creates the brotherhood.
Sure.
At the end of the day, when you're going to war with somebody, dude, if you've never, had to gone through any hard times with them, like, how do you know how to protect each other? How do you know how to have feeling toward each other? How do you have emotions toward each other? Why would you want to fight harder for that person? Like they do a good job of like, we always say like, blood, sweat, and tears. Like you'll have someone's back when it's more than just a position, when it's more than just that. It's personal.
And it's funny that you touch on that because truly, like you like to say, when you have a mentor or a leader, you run through a brick wall for them.
Yeah, like you'll die for them.
In the military, it's the same thing. For your battle buddy, for your brother in arms, your fellow brother, you will die for him.
Isn't that crazy?
It's amazing.
Yeah, you don't want to die, but if how many times have you seen a grenade come in and somebody takes a grenade, or something happens, and it's just like, like you never thought you would do that, and you take your life, or you save someone's life, to lose your life just from someone that's not even your family, but that they have a family.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like you just don't want to see them get hurt.
Yeah. Just being selfless, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's making massive leaders. And anyways, I just wish we had a little bit more of that. I know a lot of people, they're like, I don't like that. Those people live without fulfillment their whole life.
True.
It sucks. I feel bad for them
Yeah.
that they don't feel that kind of love. So the military taught you a lot of that. That's awesome. You served for 8 years.
Yes, sir.
Did you get out and go into construction?
No, actually, I went into sales, to be honest with you.
And what?
So,
what industry?
Well, several, right? So I went into the cell phone industry. I don't know if you remember when Sprint PCS was Sprint PCS.
Oh, yeah.
So went in there, did a little B2B with them, and then they bought Nextel out, as you probably
remember that.
And then that just that's what catapulted my sales career because when that came out, that changed the game. You can go to every warehouse in the whole Florida area, and sell to these warehouses because it's direct connect. So that really catapulted.
Everybody had a Nextel, bro.
Everybody.
I remember, bro, 1999,
Yeah.
right? I had a flip phone, and that was like a big deal. Remember, there were just like big hunks in there. Oh, dude, I had a flip phone. You would flip it, and literally, dude, you could dial. It just had the number screen on it. But you could Nextel your buddy. Like you could go to a phone number and instead of calling.
Sure.
You could just literally ping him.
Yep.
On the spot. Remember that?
Crazy, man, that chirp.
Yeah, that chirp, and I would be in the bank, and my buddy would go, and he'd be like, "Hey, what's up, big dog?" And like, if you didn't have that thing turned down, like
everybody hears it.
It was like a walkie-talkie.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, it was a
exactly
walkie-talkie. But anybody that was in your phone as a contact that had a Nextel,
correct,
could literally walkie-talkie you on the spot. And I remember one time I was in a car dealership and I was shutting down a deal. It was like 2000, and my buddy had a really foul mouth, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm talking and I'm closing this deal. And my buddy's like, He's like, hey, and it's like, da, 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 da.
Oh,
And the
man.
customers, I'm like, how do I turn this thing down? And I'm like, dude, it's like this walkie-talkie could hit anytime during the night.
You know what's phenomenal about that? The whole Nextel thing is just it was like a walkie-talkie on steroids. You can have a friend in California and chirp them.
Yeah, across the country.
Yeah, dude, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
it was across the country
Yeah, but
walkie-talkie.
I do. It's funny.
It blew
because-
up, dude.
Yeah, it blew up, and not only that, when you chirp and you start speaking, everybody hears it. That's happened to me
Everybody.
1,000 times.
Yeah,
1,000
yeah.
times.
So like, because you know, you don't know if I hit you up, I don't know where you're at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I said. Like, you could be in the bank, you could be on a date, you could be closing a deal, you could be making a sale,
Sure.
and that person could say anything they wanted,
Yeah.
and it would just come through on your phone
Come right
out
through.
loud for everybody to hear.
They didn't have like a silence or anything like that. At least I don't remember that.
No,
right?
I know because I was always getting busted up. But I was just like, I was a kid, you know, I was
Yeah.
20 years old. So I was just like, you know, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, I thought it was just so cool to have a piece of technology, you know, because I was poor when I was young. So even having a pager was something that we couldn't afford. So like, I just, you know, like rich
I
kids had
remember those.
pagers,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and then it went from pager to the handbag carry cell phone.
Remember that?
You know, like you had to, you know, like plug it in.
Yeah.
You know,
Plug it in
and then
or
you
in the
hold
car.
it like this, plug it into the car, pull the
the
antenna
brick.
out the window, the brick, and then they had that Nextel flip phone. I was like, dude, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life, and it was just awesome, man. So it's crazy that you worked for Nextel.
Worked for Nextel Sprint. Then I went on to waste management. Right.
okay.
Worked for waste management for 13 years. 13 years, right? And I was the #1 sales rep in the state of Florida for 6 out of those 13 years.
That's kick butt, dude.
Right, and it was just phenomenal. So that taught me a lot about sales. I mean, a lot. Because if you could sell trash, man, you can sell anything. To be honest with you.
Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah.
You can sell trash. If you can sell trash to a customer, man, you can sell anything.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But we did a good job
And
there. It was
you've
fun.
always been in sales. So you've always been in sales. You were in the military.
Yep.
You obviously are an overcomer. And now you have your company. And you're looking to build leaders. Is that right? I mean, and you're looking for a sales team. Tell me what are your core values? If I was 25 years old and I'm like, dude, okay, I'm looking for a great earning opportunity. I want to go work hard. I'm looking for a good organization. I'm looking for a good leader. What are some of the core values in the way that you lead in your company and the kind of people you're looking for?
Yeah. Well, we're definitely looking for dynamic people because we're building a dynamic culture within the company. And what that entails is first off, we're a faith-based company, right?
Love that.
So we have a saying in our company that God is our senior partner.
I love that.
Okay, God is our source.
It's super important.
Okay, that is super important for us, right? And with that said, we want to build a team that, you know, I don't want them to look at me like I'm their boss. I may be their boss on paper, but I want them to look at me as their mentor, their leader, right? Because if I accomplish me, you know, helping them out and becoming leaders, then I've done my job so they can.
So you
so they can
basically
teach
want to
others.
build a company that helps develop people.
Absolutely, help develop people. Our culture is based off of principles, right? It's dedication.
standards.
It's standards, right? It's basically it's
Like human excellence.
human excellence.
Yeah,
That's it.
like just being good people. At the end of the day, you'd rather hire some guy that doesn't know how to sell, that doesn't mind speaking to people, helping people,
Yeah.
you know, helping customers, you know, with their roof needs or construction. And obviously, at the end of the day, it's sales, so there's a great earning opportunity.
Sure.
I know that a lot of your guys that are in sales actually have a great opportunity to move up into leadership in your company and
Absolutely.
run departments of it. Is that right?
Absolutely. We believe in promoting from within, okay, and giving those opportunities to people that work with us already. You know,
That's super cool.
It is super cool because they already know the system. They know your culture. They know they know what you stand for.
Yeah, I
Right.
love that.
So by promoting from within, not only is it a shot in the arm for them, but it just shows everybody else that's behind them that they can also do it.
Yeah, I
right?
love that.
So it's awesome.
Yeah, this is important, guys. If anybody's watching this right now, like super important. I like to introduce a lot of my friends to a lot of you guys, people that have overcome things, who have been through hard stuff, that have faced adversity. I like introducing a lot of my successful friends that never thought they could be successful, or no one else ever thought they would be successful, and they've overcome that, and they've changed their life, and they've proven to people who didn't believe in him. They proved their haters wrong. He's got an awesome wife. Y'all guys have been married for 16 years.
16 years.
16 years. And how old are you? Are you 40?
I am 48.
Are you really? You look young, dude.
Well, thank you.
You look like he's got like skin of like a 25-year-old, like his face. You know what I'm saying? He's got like a baby face.
Kind of hard to do in Florida, right?
Yeah. Well, again, hey, beautiful Florida. They live in Orlando. He's building out his roofing company, commercial, obviously residential, looking for salespeople. Okay, super important. What is that? That's somebody that wants to help somebody help themselves. People need a roof. It's very simple. They got a great reputable company. It's faith-based. They're super awesome. His wife's a big part of the organization with him. She's amazing. And it's a family business too. It's a family. It's been in business for how long? 40 years?
32 years.
32
years, and we're veteran owned.
That's awesome.
We give back to the community. I'm in the process right now of doing something really cool, Andy.
I love it.
It has to do with the military.
That's so cool.
I'm in the process right now. We got some military liaisons that are helping me out right now. That we are going to give back roofs to veterans.
That's so cool.
That are in need.
That's awesome.
Right? And we're in the process of building that right now. So
that's cool.
Every year we're going to give back a certain amount of roofs.
Yeah. And
it's going to help out a veteran in need that truly needs it.
That's so cool.
And your roofing structure, man, that's what protects your home.
Oh yeah,
right?
no, it's super important.
So if they're, we definitely need to give back to our vets.
Yeah, giving back. Giving back is probably one of the most important things in the world. And unfortunately, because there's not a lot of great leaders. No disrespect to anybody, but there's just not a lot of great leaders that people don't really start teaching that until they get older. So you usually find it with people when they get older that they've made a lot of money, they do things, they work hard, and then they realize that, dude, this hole in my heart, the only time I feel it, heal is when I give back, when I help. So now that's what you want to do, and you always want to make sure that's a part of your mission.
Absolutely.
Guys, you've met my buddy, Mike Martinez. He is awesome. Super cool, amazing. Speaks Spanish or English, especially in Orlando.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Big Spanish clientele. But anybody and everybody right now, you guys can make sure there's a link below that you guys can click on. You guys can reach out to Mike, which I love, and you guys can literally, very simply, answer a couple questions. Like what are some things that are important to you? You can send over a 60-second video. Mike will reach out to you himself personally in the next 24 hours. If you guys are looking to just crush it and kill it, you're ready to change your life, you're ready to build a new life, you're ready to start a new life in sales, what better place to start it than beautiful Orlando, Florida?
Yes.
Especially when there's an opportunity where when you start day one, know that you're going into sales where you can have a great earning opportunity, but also work your way up into a leadership position, which is Mike's ultimate goal with you, okay? So I love you guys, Mike. I know next time you guys are here, right, you're going to have your wife with you.
Absolutely.
We're going to do another one because she's badass.
She's a beast.
Yeah, she's a beast. And so we're going to have her next time. But super important, are you on Instagram?
I am, and I'm trying to build that
social it's okay. But if somebody wants to DM you on social media, on Instagram, how do they find you?
Z's Roofing and Construction.
So Z's, Z-E-E-S, Roofing and Construction.
Roofing and Construction.
On Instagram.
On Instagram, yes, sir.
Guys, if you want to DM, you guys can reach him out or reach out to him there. It's a way to get a hold of him. You want to ask him any questions. Or you guys can just click that link below in the description box. You guys can reach out to him. But guys, you met my man Mike today. Mike, I always say dreams come with the price. If you don't pay the price, you don't get the dream. Mike has worked his whole life to build something special, and I love that he's wanting to share it with people that want to change their life.
Absolutely.
So anybody that reaches out, he's a faith-based man and has a faith-based company. I love that. God is everything, and it's just super cool when you see that, when people tell you up front, like, hey, man, we believe in God, and we just want to, we have a big God. We have a short amount of time to do stuff, and we got a lot to do. We got a big God, so let's go build a big life. Let's go help a lot of people, and
yes, sir.
Let's raise our standards and become awesome people. And that's what he stands for. That's why he's with me today, because anybody that I meet that makes a big impact on me, that I'm just like, dude, this guy's super cool. I'm always like, dude, I got to share him with you guys. I got to share him with the world. Should inspire you to be greater, but also gives you an opportunity to partner with somebody great like him. So love you guys. Have a blessed day. We'll see you guys in the next video. Let's kill it. Hey guys, I just want to tell you, you're the true 1%ers. You made it till the end of the video. Do me a favor, share it with the friend that wants to go to another level. Make sure you like the video, comment below so I know who you are, set your notifications, and then subscribe to the channel. We got daily sales training videos dropping. I'll see you soon.